don't think about it. This
Yeah,
is in
actually,
class.
we're just,
in
we are in
class.
class. Dr. Dinwiddie is
Right.
right there.
Yes, that's Dr. Dinwiddie.
Yes. Okay, so we'll just try this. So, hi, Lacey. My name is Ashlyn, and I am counseling you today. And I just wanted to know why you were here, and what brought you to counseling.
This is my first semester of college, and I have realized how much I miss home and how much I really relied on my family members and being with people that I trust, and coming to college now and being away from home for the first time and doing things like that, away from my family, it's been hard for me. So
Yeah, that is very difficult, especially if you've never been able to leave home, like you said. What are some other reasons that brought you to counseling?
I think that I've had a hard time adapting to this just new environment and making friends and doing things that I enjoy. And I've just realized like I'm just kind of lonely and I'm just kind of here, you know. And I realized that it's kind of affecting my schoolwork as well as just other things of like I'm constantly on my phone and I'm just not interacting with people like I should be in college, you know, because I want to enjoy it and I'm just kind of not. So
yeah, it sounds like you are really just struggling to get plugged in, and a new experience is hard, and you know finding friends is very important in college.
Yeah, and I had a good group of friends in high school that I still keep in touch with, and I'm one of those people that has like a few close friends and not a lot of friends, and but it also takes me a while to make those close friends. So coming to a new place, like I'm still looking for that close connection with people, but I keep going back to my high school friends instead of trying to make connections with new friends here.
Yeah. Yeah, new environment is difficult, especially when you've never been here before and you don't know anybody. And what you've been saying is you felt lonely, and you know you've retreated back to your old friends, which is great. But also, this is a new environment for you and a new place for you to thrive in and to find friends.
Yeah, and it's too like I want to stay in this new environment and kind of get connected, but it's just I feel like everything is pulling me back home. Like my parents too, they sometimes pressure me to come home on the weekends because they miss me or things like that, where like I want to be independent from them, but they also, I can tell that they still are wanting me home, which I know makes sense. I'm the last child to leave the nest, but it is difficult to kind of have two separate lives of home and now college. So
yeah, it sounds difficult because you feel like you're being tugged in two different directions. And when you came to college, you know, we had that expectation that this is new, and this is where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to find friends. We're supposed to be a new person, but you're having these people in the background that are like, no, Lacey, like come back, and that's really difficult for you.
Yeah, and it's hard too because you know college is supposed to prepare you for the future, and get you to a place where you can start a new profession or go to grad school and things like that, to where like being constantly pulled back not only is affecting my current situation in college, but also my future plans after college as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't know where to go because of this this tugging of two different places, but also, you know, college is new. And I think it would be great for you to, you know, become a new person because no one knows you at college. You're a freshman, you're new, and, you know, lots of freshmen end up going home very often because that is something that a lot of their friends are back home or their parents are asking, like, come back. But there is a lot of good that comes from freshman year and putting yourself out there. And, you know, I read in your file that you are really having problems being alone and not being social. So tell me a little bit more about that and how you're feeling.
Yeah, I really have, in the beginning, I made quite a lot of friends and was being social and interacting with others, but I think kind of how I said earlier of like I do appreciate and enjoy close friendships with fewer people, and so I kind of got to the point where I was kind of just tired of hanging out with as many people as I was, and I do enjoy my alone time, and I think I kind of moved from that to back to time of being alone and enjoying that. But it did, once I kind of take a step away, it kind of went too far, and then like now I'm spending more time alone than I am with people, and so it's kind of, sometimes it's refreshing after classes and things like that to just go back to my room and be by myself and just kind of sit by myself, but it's also sometimes I notice that it's too much, that I need to go out more.
So I hear you say, you said it twice, you're saying it's become too much. Explain.
Yeah, I think there's been times throughout my life that I have noticed when being by myself changes my thoughts and behaviors as well. Because sometimes I think you can be alone in healthy ways, and healthy times of like I said, just kind of taking a break after classes and things like that. But there are times, and like the time I'm in now, of just I'm spending more time alone, and it's causing me to just kind of not want to think about anything, not want to do anything, just kind of be on my phone or watch Netflix, or I'm not doing my schoolwork as much, I'm not talking to my roommate as much, I'm just kind of, the aloneness is affecting my behavior and my thoughts.
Yeah, it sounds like it really is taking a toll on you, and your mental health, and there is a good thing to have alone time, but there is definitely a point where it does become too much. So tell me a little bit more about when you say behaviors and thoughts. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I think I just when I am alone and having alone time, I think more about how lonely I am and how just, but for some parts of it I am enjoying it, and then it gets to a point where it's just day after day, and after every class I'm just come back to my dorm and by myself, and it just makes me think of like my high school friends and my parents and my dog, and just the friends that I don't have here, and how I am an introvert and I like being alone, but I also really enjoy conversations with people, and I really enjoy having fun with friends, and I haven't had that yet, and so it's kind of a longing for being somewhat extroverted again and social, but still keeping that side of me that can just kind of relax and be alone without being alone.
That's really good, and I really I see that you understand where you are and you want to change, and that's, I'm assuming, why you came to counseling, is because you want to figure out how to better yourself in working on how to not be so alone, especially when you just come back and you see it's affecting you. And so when you say that you have your thoughts and like you're on your phone a lot more and you're not talking to your roommate, you're not hanging out with people, how do you feel when that takes over as a thought? Like when thoughts approach, what typically happens?
So I get more inside of myself and kind of just focused more, not on me. I'm still aware of what's around me, but I don't care as much about different things, and I just am more, I don't know how to explain it? It's just kind of like I'm constantly thinking about just different feelings that I have and different things that are affecting me. But I also, when that does happen, sometimes I just have thought about it so much lately that I have got to a point that I just kind of push it away, and I'm really not thinking or feeling much anymore. You know, it's just kind of just that lull of like, I don't like where I am. I know where I want to be, but I'm just like getting there is difficult.
Yeah, sounds like you're becoming numb to being alone, and your thoughts just constantly going.
Yeah, and it's hard too because I am someone that thinks a lot. My brain is just constantly thinking about things, and I like that part about me when it comes to school and things like that, where a topic can be addressed and I can kind of dig deeper and you know, but it is hard when it comes to my mental health and kind of what bogs me down. It's just I constantly think about it and just keep dwelling on it to a point, like you said, I become numb to it, that it's just like there's so many thoughts and things that I just don't pay attention to them much anymore, you know.
Yeah, sounds like background knowledge, like noise, not really knowledge,
Yeah.
but noise. You know, it's very difficult to, I guess, get out of that loop. And something that I think is really helpful is being able to you process through that. And so if that means that you know, take down time on the screen, or if you, or whatever that looks like for you, maybe even just being able to be more alone with your thoughts and trying to just talk through what that looks like, that might be helpful in that way of not being so numb or understanding, because you, like you said, you are very you have a lot of thoughts going all the time, and that's never a bad thing, but maybe just getting to weed out what those thoughts are could be really helpful in seeing what you need when you need it.
Yeah, I think you're right that sometimes I think so much that I don't pay attention specifically to each thought and how it is affecting me. So I think that I could do that of when I am having times where I feel really alone or sad or wishing different things that would happen in my life. Like I could pinpoint those and kind of think of what is making me feel that way and how I can change them for sure.
Yeah.
I also think one of my friends, she journals a lot, and I've been trying to do that a lot too. And I've noticed how difficult it is of just, there's so much in my mind, but it's hard to put into words on writing them down. And the first time I did it, it was honestly really helpful because it made me think about each thought more. You know, like think about thoughts is kind of weird, but for me, they are just kind of going, and to sit down and say like, what have I been feeling, and put them in words in a journal and things like that really help to pinpoint those things for sure.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you took up journaling, which is great. And I think a lot of times it's hard to start something because we're not used to it. But you being able to recognize that of, okay, this is where my thought is here, and this is what I'm thinking in present, and like we had talked about, it's really good that you recognize what you're thinking and then taking more time for that. So that's really good.
Yeah. I think just recognizing all of it, and it really helps to be in that place and move forward. And I think that will definitely help me move forward. But sometimes I don't know where I want to move forward. You know, too.
Yeah.
It would be nice to get to a place where I can hang out with my friends more than being by myself. myself and just kind of starting to make stronger connections that I enjoy being around those people more so than just sitting by myself, you know.
It sounds like you are excited to take some steps forward, especially when it comes to the social life that you want to have, and taking a step back with your family and the friends back home, but being able to take steps towards finding more social and journaling and getting to talk to different people, even if that means it pushing it out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and it is a push out of my comfort zone. But I think that's good, I think that's what college is about. And so I'm just recognizing that, like you said, just being in a place where I know it's important and just pushing myself to that. And you also said that, like, taking a step away from my family and stuff like that too. And that's important. I think to be able to move on, I do need to not leave them behind, but realize that I am my own person, and that I can have a life apart from my parents now, especially after I've moved out and kind of, I am living a different life than I was when I was with them.
Well, what I hear is you kind of have an idea of how to take steps forward, which is great, and you see yourself where you are and you want to progress, and you have shown me that you see the past of, I'm not gonna leave them, but I am gonna take a step back and take a step forward here at college, because you are a different person. You're becoming someone new, and college is all about that, like you said.
Yeah, and that's too of just becoming someone new. I think sometimes that's scary, and it was for me. It is for me. Just getting to a point where I liked where I was in high school, but I like the potential of where I can get to and who I can be through college and growing up. But it's difficult, but it's there's a lot to be excited about. I think I just need to pass the point of just the loneliness and all of that to be excited about it. But I do see it kind of lingering just a little bit away.
Well, it sounds like you have a successful way of knowing how to do that, and you had mentioned how growing up is hard, and being uncomfortable is not easy, but it is worth it because you grow, and that's what college is all about, growing, and you recognize that, which is great, and I think that's a great start to step on, to just, this is where you're at, but what, like you said, it's lingering in front of you, and you know how to get there, so that's really good.
Yeah. I think like you said, knowing that will hopefully help me push through all of it. And I guess I really just need to make like a plan of what can help me through this. And I think a big part of it is just realizing that the friends that I have made, I can trust them, and just I can form stronger relationships with them, and just really dive into that and try to push myself to maybe, instead of being completely alone, to recoup after class or whatever, of just hanging out with my roommate, or instead of being alone in my room, being alone in the union doing homework or something like that, to where I'm still around people and it's still a place where I can get that interaction with others.
Well, it sounds like you have like I said, that recognition of knowing what's next and being able to get outside of your comfort zone and socially, even if it's simply just hanging out with friends in the union or being by yourself, but you're around people and you recognize that, and that's a great step to go forward. And I'm excited to be able to continue counseling with you and see how we can go further. So thank you, Lacey.
Thank you.